And we're live. Bam, we're live. Bam, we're live. I need a what's up? No one is here. I'm live. 0 watchers. It's okay. Tristan's in traffic. He's on his way to the gym now, but he'll hop on. Cool.
What's happening?
Hello, everyone. Everyone who watches this later.
How do I make this?
Don't talk into the thing. You're not even on yet. Got it. Ba-ba-ba. Oh, hell. Oh, hell. Turn off sound again. Amateur hour for Heather.
I just got here
I just got here.
5 seconds ago.
Edit layout. Let's see if I can do this. Add an item. Camera slot, media slot. Let's see what this is. Nope. Delete. We'll do that later. Bam, we're live. We're going to see if anyone's on. Oh, we got one watcher. It's probably Marissa. Whoever it is, hit us up in the chat. One watcher. Well,
I can't see that on my end.
because you're not in charge.
Oh.
You cannot see it on your end because you are not in charge.
Oh. Oh,
Whoa,
it's
what's
Charlie.
up, Charlie?
What's
Charlie is
up?
on. Oh, bam, we're live. Tristan in the car,
Let's go.
breaking the law.
Marissa's on. There she is.
All right. Just had to jump on live. We'll try to make it consistent. I got athlete meetings in 30 minutes.
It'd be like that. It'd be
I
like
know.
that right now.
Yeah, but it's all right. Hey, trying to be out here.
Exactly.
Well, I got it pulled up, so we're ready. I want to start off, and I want you guys to react to this. Okay. I'm going to pull it up here. Screen share. I want to react. Here we go. Okay. I don't want us to see it yet. All right, good. Here we go. NC Fit. Programming for today, Tuesday, March 19th. They programmed Fran.
Wild.
Reactions. Let's go.
Well, it obviously seems like it was programmed. They didn't audit what they were doing.
Yeah, they probably had it written. But here's the thing, though. They run a program design company for affiliates and like other people to follow. And they're actively doing the open, and they reaffiliated to become a CrossFit affiliate. And you know the likelihood of 24.3 being, some variation of thrusters and pull-ups. Tristan being silent says it all. That's good. That's good.
I just don't understand why you do that.
Yeah, I mean, the comments in here are, there's someone said, I did this yesterday after Monday's workout, after redoing 24.3 on Sunday. Dumb decision. But positive is that I've done thrusters 3 times in a week. It's like, oh, dude, that's not a positive. But that's your comment? That's fine. Whatever. Then we do have people in here. Why program this after 24.3? Let's look at these replies. Yeah, our gym just changed the program today. Nobody wanted that. Ha, ha, ha. See, you pay for a program. And that's good that you're changing it, but you're paying them to write this program.
Right.
I often question their workout decisions. Somebody else said.
I think there's a big separation, obviously, for like who NC Fit is programming for. Like, I would not. I mean, I had a lot of my competitors yesterday on the rings doing ring muscle ups, but that's a completely different like athlete avatar than a GPP affiliate.
Yeah, but the
member.
competitors have four weeks to try and get ready to do the big show.
Exactly.
So that's different. That's why this should not be fair. Like today in our affiliate, I had them do L-sit pull-ups and Matador dips. as a superset for strength, 90 seconds to do anywhere from 4 to 8 L-sit pull-ups, then 90 seconds to do the Matador dips at a 4-second eccentric tempo on the Matador dips. And then for their conditioning, we just did 20-minute MRAP, basically for quality, number of calories on the machines. Depending on the machine, it was around 25 to 30 calories. And then 1 minute accumulation of plate pinches for your grip. And then we did some shoulder rehab, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, like that actually brings up a really good thought. For a regular GPP, like affiliate, just I want to be healthy and look decent without my clothes on. They just had 3 weeks of absolute maximal intensity Fridays.
Yeah.
Why in the world are we telling them RPE 10 the Monday after? Like, I don't even understand that. Like, even a lot of the competitive athletes, like, they're not walking into Monday this week hitting anything at RPE 10.
Right.
Except for their plate pinches.
And even if they weren't like
plate pinches were no joke, Charlie says.
Well, even if they didn't know like what was going to be coming out in the open, like just for the pure thought that like the open was these 3 weeks and then programming an RPE 10 workout, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy.
Well, yeah, that alone, just having an RPE 10.
Like coming right off the open.
I mean, you're programming this, and the general thought is like the majority of people are going to be GPP looking for health and longevity. And like, you're just going to smash their endocrine system even more after 3 weeks of high intensity. Like, and I think that's a huge miss in the CrossFit space. Like, I'm just using NC Fit as an example because they've been around for a long time. But like in general, us, we used to do that all the time back in the day because we didn't know any better. And now as we learn as coaches and program designers, you're like, okay, you can't have somebody who's a mom, dad, professional, or a college kid, or anyone trying to like live their life, come into the gym and go hard more than 1 to 2 times a week, if that. And back in the day, CrossFit was like, go hard every day. And adaptations come from intensity. And there are a lot of training programs and organizations that still do that. And I just don't think that it comes from maximal intensity of high heart rate, high stimulus of dynamic contractions and quick movement patterns. You can come in and do a heavy back squat and get quote unquote intensity. The intensity comes from the loading of the back squat and get a good adaptation without killing, all these other things that you can't recover from. It's just like too much. But it was an interesting thing that they had Fran today. I don't like necessarily cancel culture. But I do know, because we live in the economy, the way the world works, we vote with our dollars. And if you are seeing this and you're a coach out there, or you're a gym owner and you're using NC Fit, shoot them an email. If you change the programming today, shoot them an email and give them some feedback. I use them as an example today. I think it's a miss. They probably know that they messed up. And if they make changes, great. If they don't, I don't think we should give our money to these training organizations. You could give them to myself and Tristan, or Training Think Tank, or, and just push better coaches and program design, because we don't have, things that doctors have and boards to make sure that we're doing the right things and we're staying within our lane and our scope of practice. And it's just the wild, wild west of fitness. So with that, we do have to have a little bit of that buying power, and unfortunately a little bit of cancel culture with that comes with it. I don't like that, but it's what we got. And feedback would be good.
I don't even think it's cancel culture. It's just like the marketplace never lies.
Yeah.
So like, to me, it's not even cancel culture. It's not like you're saying, oh, NC Fit like sucks and they should be blacklisted because they're dumb. It's like, no, like,
right, yeah,
there's just potentially a better suited product for your members out there. This is a reoccurring theme that you're seeing from them, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing to look at all program designs. If you're not, for like especially gyms, like even Cap's free technically, you pay for it in your affiliate, but like, sending an email over to CrossFit, if you're a CrossFit coach and you're watching Cap, like they had the squats on Saturday from 24.3 on Cap. Like, now that we're having this conversation, I might send an email over and be like, hey guys, like, that's just irresponsible programming. We effectively pay for this, and I want a little bit better programming design for this. Even though I don't use it, it's just better to hold people accountable to that stuff the same way that our members hold us accountable to certain things. And it would be different if it was 48, 72 hours apart, with it being Fran and knowing that 24.3 is a variant of Fran. Yeah, that's the same workout. That is unacceptable. Whereas, let's say we do pull-ups and we do it 48 hours later, and we do pull-ups and the volume is still pretty low for most people. That's okay. That's a good training effect. If we do push-ups and then 48 to 72 hours later we do bench press, totally fine. You do want to try and stay away from those things with general population people as best you can and push them out. So let's say on Monday, we do burpees, and then on Friday we do burpees. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it's Monday we do burpees and then Wednesday we do burpees or push-ups, we got a problem.
It's if they had programmed strict pull-ups and goblet step-back lunges with a lower intensity, on the clock variation.
Oh yeah.
I bet you wouldn't have said anything. You'd have been like, meh.
Yeah. It was because it was front squats. I'm like, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad we covered that. And people who are watching are 4 watchers. They get to know how we feel about it. And anybody who watches this later, it's just good to know. It was a miss. And if you follow that program, send them an email, see what they say. Don't get in the comments on NC Fit and rip them apart. Don't do that. Send them a private email or DM and say, hey, I pay for this. What are we going to do about it to move forward? And be nice about it. I'm not going to send me an email. I don't really care. I just want to talk about it. I like this question. What's next for GPP quarterfinal type athletes post open? Well, I think you do have a good amount of time to get a little bit more fit. You have 4 weeks. And I would argue because you're not going to make huge gains in strength. Let's say you snatch 185. The chances of you snatching 225 are really far away. So that's not going to happen as far as a jump. Yeah, Tristan says 0. Hey, I'm trying to give people hope here, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, 0. But you do want to be pretty near and consistent with maximal. So 85% to 95% of your snatch, clean and jerk, squatting, and not every day, maybe one time a week over the next 4 weeks. See if you can get close to those percentages and be pretty consistent with that. So if there is a heavy barbell, you know where you're going to fall, what you can get to, especially if there's a workout where it's ascending and loading. But what you can do is build skills. So if you aren't very good at toe to bar, you can clean those up. If you're still learning handstand walks, you can clean that up. If you haven't touched a GHD machine, you should probably do that because they test it. Rope climb efficiencies. You could do some ring work, some more bar muscle up work because it's not going to hurt. But practicing those skills, maybe practicing some freestanding handstand holds, don't really know. But the bulk of your training, aside from let's say you come into a class and you train for an hour, come in early, do not a lot of volume, but enough that you can refine the skill and be precise with it, whatever that skill is. Work on it. Maybe it's crossover, double unders, handstands, stuff like that. And then spend 10 minutes on it and then warm up for your class, do your class. Always do that stuff fresh. And then if you have a coach or can talk to your coach with the class and the GPP, and you guys have a lot of people, we want to focus on high volume, high contraction push and try to get a little bit more fitness. So rowing a little harder, biking on the Echo bike because it gives you good fitness, volume of box jump overs, volume of wall balls, volume of lunging. Easy stuff that you can low hanging fruit. If you normally lunge, let's just say 150 feet, and that's where you feel pretty good and confident. Well, let's try to add a third of that volume or double the volume and go to 225 feet, 300 feet and start building that volume up a little bit. Meaning that let's say you talk to the coach and hey, we are going to quarters. We want to get a little bit extra volume. Maybe the coach can do an extra credit piece at the end that adds that volume, or you do the Metcon for the day or the conditioning, however it's formulated, whether it's intervals or EMOMs or it's AMRAP or whatever. And then when the time has stopped, maybe do like another round and count up your volume. If you did your requisite volume that you feel is appropriate for your body to overreach yourself, then don't do any extra volume. But if it's like, I only did 100 feet of lunges, I might want to add a like EMOM of 50 feet or 75 feet, rest 1 minute. On the next minute, minute 3, another 50 feet, 75 feet, rest 1 minute, and do that 3 to 4 times for that day because it pairs with the lunging you already did and adds some volume. And you could do things like that for all kinds of movements. What do you got, Tristan? That's my best recommendation over the next 4 weeks.
I mean, I agree wholeheartedly with everything you said. I think people coming off the open can kind of get the maximal intensity itch all the time. And I think what you said is really important because it would be better in this time for people to just, hey, I'm going to hold on to this set of wall balls in this workout a little bit bigger sets than I want to. That doesn't mean I'm going to destroy myself through the entire piece. I'm just going to work on one little specific part of this that I'm going to work on getting a little bit better or going a little bit faster, holding a slightly faster row pace or whatever. And if you do that every day, that'll add up to that small margin of increased performance you can get before quarters. And I really also liked how you described the 10 minutes of practice. That's something I do all the time with a lot of the athletes I coach. And I always try to frame it as play. Like, go have fun with this movement. Like, most of us are adults. We're categorically late learners. Our neuroplasticity sucks at this point. So you need to practice things frequently, but you also need to have fun with it to optimize your ability to learn a new, motor pattern, movement, and things like that. So I'm sure you guys see it all the time. Like, athletes go in and they're trying to get like double unders or crossover singles or crossover dubs or the ramp, and they get the ramp out and they immediately look stressed. And it's like, dude, you're never going to get it. Like, you got to just chill. Like, this doesn't matter. Like, just relax, have fun. But yeah, I agree.
Sweet. Anybody else got any recommendations?
No, I was just going to actually say about just giving that little bit of extra effort when they're doing like their training. Because I think a lot of times like they just feel like they have to like go from, 15 calories on the rower in a minute to like 20 or something like that. Right. And it's like trying to teach these guys that it's like, okay, you're trying to do like one more rep or one more calorie or really just like extending like that effort through, like whatever training that they're doing and just allowing themselves to get a little bit more uncomfortable instead of like not just killing themselves, but just like being uncomfortable, being okay with that. Cause even like during the open, it's like people like with this last workout, it's like they're obviously going to be uncomfortable. Like they're doing Fran. And so it's like people start, like I had an athlete that was just like panicking, like I can't breathe. I can't. And it's like just that whole mindset that just like starts to take over. And so I think like in training, like practicing getting uncomfortable, practicing being in those places so that when you actually apply it to these workouts, like, how to like have those conversations with yourself. You can like calm yourself in those moments. And again, you're extending that ability and that ability just to be stressed and do more work. Right.
Nice. That was a good question from the comments, the people. Sick. Cool. I had we got 10 minutes. We'll talk about something else. I wanted to ask, so you guys could share stories with this. What do you think when you look at elite athletes or anybody who's training to get better, what do you think is the margin to get someone to go from 500th in the world to in like 100 or 40? Like what's a percentage you think of growth there, like that you need, or like performance increase that you need to like close that gap a little bit?
From 500th in the world to like top 100 in the world?
Yeah. I mean, give or take 100 or 200 people, but
I mean,
you know what I'm saying.
It's definitely not a lot, right? I mean, I think that's like you look at the leaderboard and it's like 1 or 2 reps or, whatever can take you from like 500th to 200 to top 100, whatever, right? So I think like even just going back to that conversation of like giving a little bit more, pushing a little bit more, like I think that those people that are in the top 1,000 or top 500 to 200, like their fitness level isn't any different generally, right? Like I think it's like just being able to like give a little bit more, or like recognizing the moments like where you're like losing time in like a workout or something like that, where it's like just and I think it's like minimal, like 5% maybe. I mean, I know we talk about like that 10% number is like what we've like talked about before, but I don't think that it's a lot. I think people think that it is, but
yeah, I really don't think it's a lot. But I think it comes down to like you're losing that percentage. So I had a conversation with an athlete and she was wondering like, what is the difference, especially in 24.3? What is the difference from my time? And I was like, well, think about this. You have 900 seconds in that workout with the cap, the 15-minute time cap. And if you take 10% of 900 seconds, that's 90 seconds of time. Like if you increase your performance by 10 seconds, you get 90 seconds back. So it's so small. And that 10, like if we take out like the fitness aspect of it, the 10% could come from lack of hydration, electrolytes, nutrition, you didn't sleep well, high stress. And then we layer on like, okay, so that could take care of that 10%, and you could fix those things and come in and have a better performance. You could also look at your training throughout the year. And like I've talked about this idea of making, anything you're wanting to do that's really tough, and CrossFit is really tough because the competitors are so good, is like making it your first thing. Like CrossFit is my first thing. And that can be really stressful for a lot of people. But those that do that and do it so well without like a lot of mental and emotional stress, they get all these percent. So maybe like the lowest percentile effort day, and if you were to score their training log, is no lower than 87% throughout the year. Well, those people are going to get 87% better, where somebody else might be 73. And that's where that discrepancy comes from. And it's the margin is so tight, especially at that really high level. And for masters, age groups, everybody, it's very tight. Like it's really not like I would look at Heather's score and it's like, oh yeah, you finished 2-3 more bar muscle ups. You're now 150th rather than 230. It's 2 or 3 bar muscle ups. That's not hard.
And you're talking about like 10% gets you 90 seconds. Like think about like 5% gets you, I don't know, 45 seconds, right? So it's like 45 seconds, I would have finished the workout, like I would have. And so it's like even that 5%, it makes a huge difference.
And I don't say that to get people all stressed out though, because like you have to have the demeanor and attitude that it doesn't stress you out, but you know that it's there. You know that you need 90% on this training day. And then tomorrow, maybe 94%. But you can't be like schluffing or like going out drinking a bunch of beers because you got it like that. Like you'll see it year after year, or open after open, or competition after competition. And people will be like, why am I not getting any fitter? It's like, because it's not the first thing in your life. You can't say no to the one day on the weekend that you're going and doing stuff. That's the day that's crippling you. That's that 10%. And that's hard for people to hear or want, but and I think that goes across the board, not just elite athletes. I was thinking about this with GPP, and not that I want everybody that'd be cool if everybody in the gym was like, I love CrossFit. That's all we're going to do. I'm going to go to my job. I'm going to be a great husband and wife and partner and take care of my dog, and then I'm going to do CrossFit. It would be really fun, but it's all consuming because there's so many things. I talked to a mom today, her son plays hockey, and I was like, yeah, like hockey is such a high skill, so many skill sport versus like basketball, where you have like possession of a ball for a while. It's still a really high skill sport, but relative to hockey, it's like the puck is loose a lot. You got to be agile. It's always dynamic. It's always changing. There's not a lot of plays. You try to make plays, but like, it's that so dynamic that you have to have so many skills to flip on a dime every second in that sport. Whereas like, it's similar to basketball, but basketball, you have possession of the ball. Lacrosse, you can have possession of the ball. You can slow things down. The gameplay can go a little slower. You can think things through. You can communicate to players better. Like hockey is more like CrossFit than CrossFit is like any of these other sports. And because of that, it's just so variable, so chaotic, so many things happening that, you do have to go all in with training if you want to get a little bit better. You have to like put that first, because if you don't do the running, you're not going to get more aerobic. If you don't do the lifting, you're not going to get stronger. If you don't do the gymnastics, you're not going to get better. And then you got to balance all those and do them all the time, because the second you don't do them, you lose capacity, and it's a capacity sport. And that capacity goes away. People experience that when they go on vacation. They go on vacation, come back to CrossFit class, and they're like, oh my God, I feel so terrible, blah, blah. And it comes back, but it comes back once you get back into the rhythm of training your body and beating it up and recovering and beating up and recovering and beating up and recovering. And it adapts and it gives you that excellent fitness. But that's the other hard part. You have to continue to do that all the time, or else you're just not very fit, which is okay too. Like, I don't know if you guys saw Wes Pyatt's post about only getting 8 rounds done of the workout and like being vulnerable about it, because he's been to the CrossFit Games. And it's like, that's what happens. Like, you don't train at that CrossFit Games level, it goes away. It's not like baseball. Like, if you can hit home runs with a baseball bat and you don't hurt your shoulders or anything, you'll probably be able to hit a home run for the rest of your life. Like, you go to batting cages and you can rip them, Same with hockey. You got a good slap shot. Like, if you learn that skill, or my wife played basketball in college, like, she can shoot free throws and 3-pointers and she don't miss. Like, it's not something that it's like riding a bike. You keep that skill. It doesn't go anywhere. But fitness, like, you don't do enough burpees.
Yeah.
You're going to wish you had.
The thing is, you could still do the skill.
Brother.
Can't do the capacity of the skill.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like for the elite, like, when you're looking at making that jump, to me, especially through this open, 2 things kind of stand out. The first is, I think with a lot of those athletes, there's one little kind of limiter, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'll just use Jacob as an example because I know he won't care. Like, he is big and strong, and he is gangster at gymnastics. We just got to keep making that boy able to breathe and oxygenate muscle. Like, that is his only limiter to be, like, really freaky good at CrossFit. And it's a lot better than it was, but we're still not there yet, right? The other thing that I noticed, and I've had this conversation with a lot of athletes, and I have a feeling you guys have had it too, as being as coaches that are good at helping athletes game plan and figure out what they need to do, this, that, and the other. I've had some athletes get to that point, especially in this last workout, where it hurt really bad. And they were kind of looking at me like, why is this happening? And I talked to them afterwards, like, hey man, the pain is always sold separate.
Yeah.
Like, the game plan is to get you to this place and able to, like, make it happen. But this is a pain sport. And I think for a lot of people at that upper end, that 500, 600, 700, 800 to the top 200, 300, it's like, maybe you have one kind of physiological limiter. And then the other part of it is, when it's time, you got to want the smoke.
Yeah.
Because everybody who's really good loves the smoke.
Yeah.
That's so true. Because I think people, like, in this workout, like, they just freaking out that they're like having a meltdown. I'm like, everyone's having a meltdown. Like, the top level, the bottom, like, everyone's like whatever their ability is, but they're all melting down, right?
I'm gonna talk fast because I don't want to take the last little bit of time. But this is my favorite open workout in, like, the last 5 years. Because
it's a good workout.
It didn't matter what your fitness was, you could not escape what was coming for you.
Yes.
And there's, like, this whole class of athletes, like, that came into the sport from, like, 2019-ish, and they're, like, really good. They're kind of making semis now. They're doing this, that, and the other. They didn't come up in the 2016, 2017, 2015, 2018 time when you just got your teeth kicked in.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like, hey, like, I loved watching it for some of my younger athletes who were really good. It was like, welcome. This is what it is, baby.
Yeah.
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 I love it.
True. It was.
I mean, you were having that conversation with an athlete on Saturday, Todd.
Yeah. I mean, Harley and I were talking about it too, just about how, like, I think there is a value. And I talked to Kyle Habdo a little bit. Him and I are homies. And, like, there is some of, like, this do CrossFit for the sake of doing CrossFit. And I think I've lost a lot of that in my program design and coaching, because I've been so about progressing the athlete. And you have to do that. You have to progress the athlete correctly. but they also, like you're saying, they got to chase the smoke. There needs to be the fire breathers. They need to like understand that suffering is okay and it doesn't get any worse. That's the craziest thing that I've tried to help people understand. And even myself, it's like when you are hurting, even if you do a couple more reps, that pain level you're at still stays the same. And so it's just like, just might as well just keep doing some work and like suffer through it. Like, oh, I'll do one rep. I'll do another rep. I'll do another rep.
Yeah.
Because resting, unless you're done, like you like complete, like finish the workout or quit the workout, it's not going away.
Right.
So you might as well.
Yeah. And I mean, for those athletes that are truly trying to be competitive, you know, they're trying to go to semifinals. They're trying to do well at semifinals. All of your competitors are biting down on the mouthpiece when they get to that point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Heck yeah, we do. That would be a good t-shirt. So if you're not choosing to go to that place with them, when it's time to go to that place, like we don't rise to the occasion in this sport. This is a data-driven sport.
Yeah.
Like you fall to the level of your training, like what you were kind of alluding to a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it every day, but you got to know how it feels so that you can do it when you have to.
Yeah. Good.
That's good.
It's tough. People don't want to do that. Sauna. I could do
it. It hurts.
I know. Well, it takes very special people to want to suffer like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, hopefully people will want to suffer a little bit more. What are you closing thoughts on training programs from now, elite, GPP, whatever? What is one thing, like if everybody, like if they, I mean, obviously people have a million things, but what is one thing that you think would benefit somebody the most, all of you guys, from now in the next 4 weeks?
Elite people, start touching semifinals movements if you know you're going to make it through quarterfinals. People who are peaking for quarterfinals, make sure your volume tolerance is in a place where you can repeat workouts, because everybody who wants to go to semis is doing everything twice probably. Just doing quarterfinals for fun, brush up on your skills, don't bury yourself in the meantime. GPP athletes, start getting stronger with bigger muscles and more aerobic.
Nice.
I think he covered it.
Yeah, he took all 4 of mine. Thanks.
Well, I thought we were doing one for each for everybody. I'm sorry.
No,
They agree. They agree.
Perfect.
Just
Mic
say,
drop.
I
Good.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I will add. I think
Did not mean to steal the thunder.
there is also a value of like doing 30 by 30 by 30 on an echo bike and just hating yourself one time a week to just really like he's saying, chase the smoke, you know, or if you're a psychopath, do 20 cals every minute on the minute. It's hard to do. Maybe adjust your cals for like 10 minutes, like 18 cals every minute on the minute. You might get like 10-second rest. That's it. And just, even if you fall off, just get in the mindset where you're like, I'm going to kill everybody and just be out for blood in that session. Even if you're doing 2 calories a minute, I don't even care. As long as the mindset is like, I'm going to take everyone down. I think that's a good session to do. I like from GPP all the way up to elite, you do need one piece of your training that you're just like, I want to kill everyone. All right, check that they have normal supplements and all their gear are in good condition. That is a good tip. That's a very, very good tip.
Order new grips.
Yeah. But don't order different grips. Right. Order the same grips that you've been using, the same shoes if possible, the same belt. Don't change anything. Now is not the time. In July, August, go ahead. You saw those fancy new grips you want. Don't try frog grips. You'll break your wrist. But you want to try fancy new grips? Whatever. You want to try a new belt? You want to try new lifters? July, August, that's when you should try those things and then train with them for a whole off season. Don't be trying to add new stuff in now because you think whatever, like, no, be the same old. You be like that old man at the coffee shop. You having your black coffee, Joe? He's like, you got it, lady. Don't change anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you guys would find this interesting. A friend of mine and I have been talking about different like aerobic power workouts, VO2 max this, aerobic power that. And I'm testing one of them on Friday. We have dubbed them aerobic power yeet sessions.
Send it to
And
me. I want to see
the-
this.
The workout is 2 sets, 4.5
Just
minute
text-
max
don't tell everybody-
calorie
don't tell
row.
everybody here. Don't tell everybody here. Just text.
No, everybody
All
has
right,
it.
all right, 2 sets, 4.5 minutes.
4.5 minute max calorie row, 12-minute rest.
Oh, yeah, like cycling.
Just
You're doing cycling
try to-
block sessions, yeah.
absolutely see if I can make myself die.
Yeah, because the 12 minutes you'll recover and you can do it again. You just won't want to do it again.
Yeah,
4.5
Yeah.
minutes. Ugh.
that's the problem.
That's going to be good. I like that session too. So there's that session. Then you got 30 by 30,
30-30.
and you're good. Golden. You
Yeah,
just
do that every
sandwich
week.
and you'll be all right. Let's see. Let's get it in live. Well, we'll get what in live. You want us to do that session live? Oh my God.
Oh no.
We could.
Ugh.
That might be next Tuesday. I'll stay at the gym. I'll set up the camera, put on a little box, and I'll go live with it and see if anyone wants to watch.
I will definitely, if I'm not doing something, watch you.
How many sets? How many sets is it?
For 2.
Oh, 2. Okay. That's
2.
okay.
I don't think I could physically
I'll
do
do a
that a
3.
third time.
I'll do a 3.
You are more aerobic than I am, so.
Slightly. But that's not the case when you're trained. All right. I think that was good. It was a good talk.
Yeah.
We're going to try
Yeah,
to do
this is fun.
and we'll go a little bit longer next time. We got athlete calls. We got to get people rolling for the season. It will be fun. Wait. Oh, yeah. See, this is what Mercer's saying. You presented it, so you have to do it. He is doing it.
I'm going to do that Friday. It has been written. It's in the program.
It has been written. Cool. Maybe next time we'll cover this. Everyone having meltdowns. Relatable part of the newbies like me about the workouts and stuff. Maybe we'll cover meltdowns. Tristan does want to cover that topic. Not necessarily like meltdowns in that category, but we should get on that and talk about it.
Yeah, we should.
We'll schedule a time for that one, take it more serious, and we'll prep everybody. We'll give everybody talking points, figure it out.
Like a proper show.
Yeah. This was good though. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Awesome.
coming.
Yeah,
This
it
will
was
live
fun.
live.
Yep.
See you guys later.
Cool. Take care.